Roger, go for deploy.
Hey gang, welcome back to Adventure Radio. This is another Shoot the Shit episode Bill and I did shortly after our last Shoot the Shit, but it takes a new path. We as you know, we're very very well versed. I wouldn't say that actually. We're not well versed. Somewhat well versed. I'd say I'm somewhat well versed, but more very very passionate about mental health, having had doses of it both ourselves. Look, we feel like this is the sort of stuff that needs speaking about, and we came to you to speak about it today from personal levels. Bill wanted to get a few things off his chest. I was happy to listen to it as well. We're good mates, so we always speak about what each other are going through and all this sort of stuff, and we always want you guys to know exactly who we are and what's going on with the show, what's going on in our lives as well. We like the idea of being open books. Of all the tattoos on my body, for example, as I've said in the show many times, are true representations of the struggles and fears and whatnot that I've had. I feel like me as a person, I love doing that sort of thing, and Bill's relatively similar as well. So you'll hear us on a slightly more philosophical, serious note today. But it's a fantastic conversation, guys, and we really are passionate in bringing you this sort of thing. So we hope you enjoy it. We are today sponsored by Audible. So, guys, Audible is an online audiobook app and website which brings you tons of awesome books. I'm reading The God Delusion by Richard Dawkins at the moment. I just finished How to Pitch Anything. They're rippers. If you want to jump on board the same and educate yourself, guys, head to www.audibletrial.com/ADVF radio. Use our little code there and get yourself a little free credit when you sign up. We are sponsored by Carve as well. Carve is our outsourcing projecty, podcasty, businessy tool that we use, guys. So we got some guys over there in the Philippines that help us with the little nitty-gritties of the show. If you have a little project or something you're working on as well and you can't be bothered with a lot of the stuff, including social media, head to www.carve.ph and you can get yourself 10 free hours there. See if you like them, and if you do, jump on board with all the cool shit they're doing there. So without further ado, guys, I hope you enjoy it. Here is the show. Damn, I was always going to say, look, this will be the start of the show, guys, but we always start off with alrighty, guys.
We do.
And I want to okay, look, I'm going to start this again. All right. So, hey. All right, well, you know who it is, guys. It's the Bone and the Doc. We're coming to you live, and by live I mean completely not live.
Pre-recorded.
Pre-recorded with another Shoot the Shit episode, and we want this one, guys, to be a little bit less bantery, a little bit more funny.
Well, let's just talk.
Let's just talk.
Let's not let's just.
And also, too, what I just said was a little less bantery and a little more funny. It's completely wrong.
Yeah, that doesn't exist.
That doesn't exist at all.
But
that's gold.
yeah.
So, Bill, what's happening, my friend?
Not a lot.
Yep. We're getting prepared for Mexico, and we are.
We've got
a few things.
A lot. Well, there's a lot. There is a lot going on, but
yep.
No, I've just I'm feeling quite good today. Feel pretty good. The last time we spoke, you were feeling pretty spot on as well. That was about 3 days ago.
Yeah, over the phone.
That was good, but definitely been through the toughest month of my life, I reckon.
Yeah.
Which is
it's good to talk about this sort of thing.
Which is good to. I feel like I feel positive now.
Yeah.
I feel good. Compared to feeling
before we get
really
into
bad.
it, do you feel like you feel better because I remember when you first called me up, because we're you and I are very close mates. We're business partners. But we have a great ability to switch it off and become matesy again, which is fantastic.
We don't talk business much, really.
We don't really talk business much unless we're here.
That last conversation we had was great, actually, because I was like,
it was good.
I think I was calling you up about getting the podcast going again or something, or you called me. I don't know. It was a business call.
Yeah,
that ended
initially.
up just being a life discussion for about an hour, and then we talked about work for a couple of seconds.
But the thing that I really got from that conversation was that you weren't too sure about your purpose. Like you felt like something was missing, you know. And I feel like now, or at least in the past couple of weeks, or the past week or so, like you're very much more excited. You've got some things in place.
Well, to anybody, if you're listening to this and like obviously I've been alluding to like I've been going through a shit time. So the last probably I'd say 3 to 4 months, like I've always had, obviously, as we've discussed, like social anxiety throughout mainly the last 3 years since Adventure Fit. Adventure Fit started everything, started this fucking negative spiral.
Of course.
And the last probably 4 months, 5 months, it had gotten to the point where I wasn't really that anxious anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it was more going down the path that leads to depression. Whether I have depression or whether I don't have depression, that's where it was heading. It wasn't, I didn't really give a fuck what people thought about me day to day. I didn't walk into a room and get all nervous and worry about what I was saying. I didn't give a fuck. I didn't want to be in the room. I didn't want to be around people at all, but I didn't care what they thought. Do you think it was because you had been so anxious for so long and that anxiety had just turned chronically into like this feeling of just, oh, fuck this? That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
So I went and saw Daryl, his name is, with one of Michael Inglis's guys at the Mind Room.
Yep.
And he's fucking awesome. I went to so that was on the mental health plan, so you get obviously the 10 sessions free.
Yep.
So I went down there. I went to see one dude who was a bulk billing guy. I was trying to save money. Like I thought, oh, this guy looks all right, and plus I don't have to pay an extra like whatever on top.
Yeah.
And then he was a nice guy, but just wasn't the guy.
Yep.
Wasn't the guy to talk to.
Wasn't the guy for you.
Wasn't my guy, you know.
Yep.
And I went and saw this dude named Daryl, and he's fucking awesome. I'm getting some real good stuff out of him. And he said, like, you know, for people that, because I've got a history of mental health in my family, mental health problems, and he said that, you know, I said, I've never really had, you know, not that everybody who gets depression has had a history of depression.
No, not at all.
So you just get it. Yep. But I said, it's never really crossed my mind. I've never been really down the dumps. I've always had social anxiety, never to a point apart from the last 3 years of it actually affecting me.
Exactly.
But it got to the point where it's been, Daryl said, look, what happens with the human mind is you'll go through a period where you're really stressed or you're really anxious. And if you can't get on top of that and that period continues and continues and continues, then your mind will go, fuck this, I'm checking out.
Yeah.
You know, and that's when everything will switch off, or your fucking pleasure centers will pack up for the time being, and then you get in this deep kind of mood where you can't break out of it, and then that's where depression starts. And this is what, and he said, you're telling me that, you know, it's been 12, 24 months, which 2015 was pretty good. You know, I didn't have that much anxiety. To be honest, I had a pretty good year. But 2014 was fucking terrible. And
2014 was?
Yeah. And 2016 was pretty bad from time to time. You know, pretty solidly bad. So, so, and that's where it's got to the point, you know, now. And then, obviously, about a month ago, I had probably the biggest fucking...
would you say breakdown?
I broke up with Jill, obviously.
Yep.
And that was... So, when I broke up with her, I thought, okay, she said something that resonated with me and made me feel like I wasn't doing my job as a partner, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like I couldn't give her what I should be giving her in regards of love. And, you know, I loved her and love her, but I felt like I needed to give more and I couldn't. And so I basically pushed her away. And, as soon as I did, I thought it was a bad decision, but I felt like I needed to breathe, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Felt like I needed some time to breathe. And then, so over the last kind of month, I've been trying to figure out what's going on in my head and, what the issue is. And I think it's pretty fucking clear to me now. Mm-hmm. I think it's the fact that I just haven't had control of my life. You know what I mean? Like, the last 3 years, it's been...
And an element of uncertainty is never shocking, but you mean for the most part, you haven't had any form of control?
Well, my life... So, when I was 18, I got my first credit card. When I was 19, I bought my first house, and I got 2 more credit cards when I did that to renovate the house and to do... Because I was, like, earning $200 a week.
Yeah.
And I had a fucking mortgage. I was renovating a house at 19 years old. So...
and you were heavily involved in the prostituting business.
Yes. I prostituted other people's body parts.
Yeah, that you did. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, I remember you giving me a call and asking me if I wanted to do it, but I said no.
But yeah, and since then I've had basically financial stress for my whole life,
which is heavy, very, very annoying stress.
Since I was able to earn money, I've had heavy financial stress.
Yeah,
and it's gotten to the point now where it's like Adventure Fit has challenged me like nothing else has ever challenged me before. To the point where I love the podcast. I love the people that I meet with travel. I love a lot of parts of it. I love making people happy. I love, showing people the world. I don't love the day-to-day.
Yeah.
I don't love it at all,
Yeah.
And the stress
the emails and the constant...
Yeah, just the work's okay. I've outsourced most of that.
Yeah.
Like all the shit I don't like to do, I don't really have to do it. It's the fact that it's just hard. It's just fucking hard, man. And it's at the point now where I'm in a lot of debt, a fucking ton of debt, and it's just dragged me down. The stresses, you can only put up with heavy duty levels of stress for so long, I think. Before
the body's not made to do that.
Before your life just becomes unenjoyable. And
absolutely.
And a lot of other stuff, like I've just pushed everything to the side, like not many people know this. In fact, my family don't even know this, and they might listen to this podcast, but I lost my license drink driving however long ago, like 5 years ago, and I drove around without a license for fucking ever.
Yeah.
Like I didn't care, like a fucking idiot. And I'm not proud of that. I can't believe that I did it. But even so, I got my license back, and then I was supposed to get an interlock in my car, because I'd obviously been done drink driving,
100%.
And then for the last 3 years since I've had my license back, just haven't got the interlock. Didn't bother. Haven't bothered. Because I don't give a fuck. Like and that's not saying check me out, I'm a hero. That's saying it's
something that you need to work on.
Yeah, I'm not a fully functioning member of society. Like I walk into my house and I've got Airbnb people in every room because I need to keep my head afloat. So every time I get a phone call from my property manager, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna get busted. Oh fuck, I'm gonna get busted.
Yeah.
Everything, like driving, every time I get in my car and I see a fucking police car, I feel like I'm gonna get fucking chased down the street.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, there's so many different, like a few little health niggles that I've had and stuff that I've just pushed to the side because I don't give a fuck. My mental health, that I should have gone to a psychologist so long ago, and I wouldn't be in the position I'm in now.
Yeah.
But so I think I just let my life get fucking a little out of control, and part of the reason why me and Jill broke up is because I always had this dream to run away to South America. I don't know if we discussed that on that podcast that time.
We discussed it together, you and I.
Yeah. But I've always wanted to run off to South America, and it's my favourite part of the world by a mile. Don't get me wrong, I fucking love it. It's amazing. Everything about it is the best. And I'd always feel like I was going to run away, and I thought that's just what I really wanted to do. It's my passion, it's this and that. And that's all well and good, but me and Jill broke up. And then as soon as we did, and as soon as I kind of got my head together, and because I've spent the whole last month like questioning my personality.
Oh, yeah,
really.
For sure,
questioning my personality, having deep conversations with everybody that I cherish the most and cherish I've had my personality challenged by people as well. People have said to me, you need to fucking get a lot better as a person in a lot of different ways,
Yeah.
And as soon as I started challenging myself and really thinking about what the fuck is going on in my head, I realised that I don't want to go to South America at all. Like, I couldn't give a fuck about South America now.
What do you think that was?
It's the fact that I wanted to run away.
Yeah.
You know?
I wanted to escape the struggles.
I wanted to escape my life.
The struggle of the... Yes.
Because the day-to-day was just so... Fuck, it's... The position that I'd gotten myself in, and which is fine, I got myself in that position, and the way that I'd let everything else around my life just spiral out of control, like, it's not an enjoyable fucking time. And I just wanted to fucking escape it. I just thought every time I think of South America, I'd think of all I want to do is get drunk, party, surf, and study Spanish. So in my eyes, I'm on the beach surfing every day, whatever. Like, which does sound fun, but I've done all that shit.
It's short-lived,
and I've done.
And there's no growth to it either.
No, that's right. I've done all that shit. I've done it years and years. I've done it all over the world, and I'll still do it again. Like, I'll do fun things, go and surf here, go and have time here. Once I can get a hold of Adventure Vita, which I will. But it's like, it's not going to make me actually happy.
No, not at all.
You know, it's the problem is, I'm not. If I was to do that, then I'm not going through the process of actually fixing myself.
Yeah, exactly.
At all, making myself happy. Getting to the fucking bottom of what the fuck gives me anxiety.
Yeah.
Getting all these shitty moods and stuff that I've been in, getting them out of my system and getting my life back on track financially and with fucking everything that I've just not given a fuck about. You know?
Exactly,
and then actually feeling like I'm a happy, fully functioning member of society, which I haven't felt like my whole life.
I think
pretty much.
Yeah. So I've got 2 quotes by Tim Ferriss that are up in my book. In my room, and one of them simplify. Just make everything as easy as you can. Get rid of all the clutter. You know, like, whether that's in your room, like, get rid of all the shit that you just don't use.
Yeah.
But also in your head, like, accept things that happen. Just move on. Like, there's no need for that. But then this other quote that he has in his book is, happiness equals growth, and the opposite of happiness is boredom. And I feel like I'm the happiest when I have a true sense of clarity, and I know I have something for my mind to think about that I love, aka the book I'm writing, the podcast, the trips you and I do together, hanging with my mates, exercising for a way of life, not just to fucking make it to regionals or whatever, like an actual, like, this is helping me grow as a person every day, therefore it's good and I want to do this and stay healthy for the rest of my life. Things like that, then I'm happy, as opposed to going out all the time, which is easy, you know, but it's, like I said before, it's short-lived and it's a temporary thing, and it should be used as
pleasure, not happiness.
Yeah, that's right. It should be used
chasing pleasure,
to just take your mind off who you are as a person. Because, like, I feel like for you, man, you are someone I initially looked up to as a person because...
Not anymore?
No. Sorry, I still do.
I'm just joking,
you're a good friend.
I'm just joking.
Because it was, I perceived you as a happy guy. Remember the first time we finished work together and you were like, I can't believe you have anxiety, Tom.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah,
After we got the steak night? And it was like, really? Like,
I sat at the bonnet of my car talking about it.
Yes, we did. As
we were walking home.
Yeah. And I was like, fuck, I can't believe you have it, man. It's like, we both, like, I realized like it was a real bonding moment for us. And then obviously we fucked. No, but it was that sort of stuff where I was like, oh, cool, this guy's, you know, he's a good dude. He loves, like, laughing and all this sort of stuff, but there's a very real side to him as well, which I feel like everyone has. But again, like, you and I obviously believe that there's just a stigma associated with this stuff, and that's why we should be talking about it. That's why I'm writing the book. But it's not so much now that, like, I look up to you more as I just, like, am a good mate. Like, we're good mates because it's just, I've kind of forgotten my point, but...
I think it's been a real... I've spent a lot of time trying to think of, like, the silver lining to this last little period, you know, because I want Jill back really badly, and I don't think I can get her back.
Yep.
As right now. I won't go into that too much, but it's fucked me right up, you know. I've had my heart broken once before, which really, really hurt and really fucked me up. This, I broke my own heart. I broke both of our hearts, really. And I couldn't eat for like 10 days. I've lost like 5 or 6. I'm starting to put the last 3 days had a dinner with Mac, which really helped me. Caught up with Jill, chatted some stuff out, and just felt better about the way we feel about each other rather than like everything just crumbling down around me. Anyway, starting to feel a little bit better, but it's been fucking like hell. It's been fucked. And the good thing is, I've been trying to find like everybody will talk to you when you're in your lowest moments is trying to find that positive for you because you can't really see it. So they're trying to bring it up and get you out of that mood a little bit and whatever. And the good thing is, I've had so many good conversations about where I'm at, and the silver lining is I'm going to change myself for the better. You know what I mean? Because it's taken me 3 years basically of EventureFit put me through hell. It didn't start off as hell, but it started off as like exciting, but fuck, this is hard. Then it got, Jesus Christ, this is really fucking hard. Then I lost a lot of passion for it in the probably about midway point of last year. And, now I've got the podcast, which I'm really passionate about. I'm starting to become passionate. I still love the people. I still love a lot of it, but fuck, it's not all it's cracked up to be. People think I go take people on holidays. I travel the world and go on holidays all day every day.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. If you
do that, mate, that'd be great.
This business has put me through hell and back, And
it's funny, But, sorry, I'll let you go on.
But the good thing is, it's got me to the point where I'm like, okay, I need to get. There's 3 things that I need to fix. I've decided in my life, I feel like, and one of them is my mental health. So I should have started seeing a psychologist a while ago because I've obviously always taken the time to gratitude journal, meditate. I still gratitude journal, meditate every day. I have a cold shower every day. I try and do the little things and bits and pieces, but
you're exactly right though. They're the little things that just help a little bit. But if there's something really happening, you need to address
it. There's some deep down fucking stuff. And I know what that is. I feel like I know what that is thanks to working with Dale. I can talk about that in a sec. So getting my mental health on track. I'm also going to try psilocybin treatment, so magic mushrooms. I've done a lot of research on that.
You can do shrooms.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys.
Okay.
There's a lot of studies that have shown that it's so good for PTSD, depression, anxiety. I know a guy through Mac that I'm going to look into doing that. I'm going to do ayahuasca and I'm going to do a silent meditation retreat. And I'm also just going to keep seeing a psychologist and keep figuring myself out.
Absolutely.
That's one of the big things. The next thing is, obviously, my life is in like finances. I need to make a decision. I pushed Jill away instead of pushing EventureFit away. If I was smart, I would have said, all right, there's too much fucking stress here. There's too much debt here. I don't have to, if I can always pivot, which I have done a bit of a pivot with EventureFit right now, which is things have changed quite a lot behind the scenes, and front of house is going to change a lot as well over the next 6 months. But I don't have to also shut everything down. The podcast will stay. There's other ways that I can do EventureFit. Should I want to? Should I need to? But that's the shit I should have been looking at to change my life, rather than change the fucking one good thing in my life and fuck that off. So I need to. EventureFit needs to work, make me happy, or fuck off. Just get out of my life. Basically, that's a decision that I need to get on top of over the next 6 to 9 months. And the third thing is relationships in general, not Jill, but relationships in general. Like, I have, for a good portion of the last 6 months, I've felt like the only bloke I can call to do anything or that I see is you, pretty much, And we're joined at the hip, obviously, and you're a good mate and a great friend and fuck, whatever. We have a great relationship, but it's also...
You need variance and you need... Your old mates and
that's right. I need
things that take you off things.
I just need. I've got. I'm not saying I'm check me out. I'm cool. I've got a lot of friends. Everybody does. Everybody has great friends. And I've got so many amazing friends that I've just totally lost contact with. So I need to build relationships.
It's important.
I need to build relationships up because it's just the fucking most important thing.
100%.
And so I've gone through all this shit, and the good thing is, I said this to Jill the other day, like, I feel like, because obviously I said, I'm trying to get it back, and right now it's just not probably going to happen. But I said to her that at least, I feel like I've been running the last 12 months of my life, probably the last 3 years, really. I've been running it 70, 80%. You know, that's probably the average with a lot of 50%, you know, months of 50%, 60% version of myself. You think of yourself as the best version of yourself. I fucking love the best version of myself. I really do.
Yeah.
I think I'm a good person. I'm fun to be around and whatever. But I haven't been anywhere near that person. You probably know that.
Yeah,
You know, like you've seen me through fucking, you know, like
good and bad.
I listen to the podcast sometimes and I go, Jesus Christ, how the fuck did I manage that? Like how the fuck did I manage to sound normal? Because inside of myself, I'm like peaking, shitting my pants, fucking feeling fucked. You know, like not always, but you know, you've seen like obviously I've been pretty fucking up and down.
Yeah.
But the good thing is I am more motivated than ever to get back to, you know, the 100% version of myself. Like you talk about when you went through it all years ago, you know.
I was just going to mention that. When I broke down pretty horrendously, and I've written that in the book as well as a great big chapter. I'm going to keep plugging the book here. There's a great chapter on it. But I feel like a breakdown is not just, everything currently in my life is too hard and it's all fucked and I need to do something. It's like these things that have been building up that you've subconsciously been disregarding that are so true to the person you are that when you don't give them any sort of time of day, you fall apart and like you need that in your life. Like I'm someone that loves, I need laughter in my life. Like I need like drinking with my mates every now and then. I need to get away from things every now and then. I need I'm a faces person. Like I need to balance out stuff in my life, you know? And the person who I was right after I broke down was not who I am, you know? You said before like you want to think of yourself as the best version of yourself. And right now in my life, with the things that are happening, it would have been interesting if we'd started this podcast and we were both simultaneously going through the same thing. It would have been very interesting. But right now, I'm where you will be in probably 9 to 12 months, I would say. I feel like I'm the best version of myself. I wake up Monday morning, I'm like, fuck yeah, work. Like,
really?
Yeah, I love it.
That's great, man.
It's really lucky. But I'm also not going to take away from the fact that I put a lot of work into it, you know? And getting back to my original point, these breakdowns that you can have, you know, there's something deeper there. And when I started to put the process back into my life, like figure out the why of things, like the purpose of what was I doing? So why did I want to make the AFL so much? When I figured all that out, and I used meditation. People don't have to use meditation, but I use meditation. I figured out that I didn't really want to play AFL. You know, it wasn't that important in my life. It was always going to be this thing of, if I make AFL, then I will get this.
Yeah.
I didn't actually enjoy the journey, you know. There was tons of other things that I was doing that it just wasn't me, you know. And because I was able to, you know, figure out who that what I was doing, it changed my life for the better. And when you called me up and we had that massive discussion, I was really pumped about it at the end because it sounded exactly like the first foot forward of when I made a change in my life, you know?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
The why thing's quite interesting too for me because I had a great discussion with Mac the other day. Mac's actually like, you know, he's like obviously wellness life coach, whatever he calls himself. He's basically doing that for me just as a mate.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking every, you know, few days or once a week or something. But we had a great dinner the other night and we talked about, you know, like, I've never set my values with the business, you know, which is a problem.
Yeah.
So I need to set which is what I'm doing at the moment. But I also don't really have values and a why myself.
Yeah.
You know, I've always said, okay, I really want to make people happy. I'm like, oh, okay, no worries. So I'm just thinking like, right, just, you know, taking people on holidays, seeing the world, you know, that's going to make people happy. That's cool. But I kind of lost that feeling that's what I was doing for the most part. You know, all I'm doing is I feel like I'm a salesman. You know, I'm trying to just sell people a holiday. I feel like I'm ripping them off, like all these negative thoughts. And then, so in the throes of like when I was down in the dumps the most, I talked to the boys in the Philippines. It's probably like you, Mac, and the boys.
The boys in the Filipino boys.
Yeah, are the boys that I talk to most about all this stuff. You know, my most deepest, darkest thoughts.
Yeah,
and I was talking to Alvin. I fucking love Alvin. He's like my little brother. Mon's like my older brother.
Yeah.
He like pulls me into line. Aaron's just a legend.
Yeah.
But Alvin's like my little bro.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And he'll be listening to this, obviously. Love you, Dr. Roboto.
There he is, yeah.
But Alvin said to me, I was telling him just like how I was struggling and feeling really shit or whatever. And he wrote a quote to me. He wrote, the greatest thing you can do in this life is make other people happy, in little quotation marks.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, that's a nice quote.
It's something so easy, but it's so true, isn't it?
Yeah, I said, oh, that's a nice quote. I've never, I kind of think that myself. I said, who wrote that? And he said, who said that? And he said, you said it. And so I must have said that on the podcast. I do remember saying it. I do actually remember saying it at one point. And then as soon as he said that, when things in your life like click, or you hear something, or you feel something, you see something, and you're like, I gotta remember that. I gotta write that. I gotta make that part of my life.
Yeah.
So as soon as Alvin said that, I fucking couldn't believe it. I'm like, that's it. That's it. And so I told my mum, I said, all right, what I want you to do for my birthday, I want refer to Jack for the design purposes.
Yeah.
But I want to be able to see that every day. So I'm going to create a vision board. I haven't actually got anything from my mum yet, so thanks for nothing, Mum. But like...
Good on you, Jill. We love you.
Jill.
So why do I call her Jill? We do love Jill.
Mum's name's Guy.
I know. But, sorry, Di.
But yeah, so that's I've kind of taken that on as like my motto, and because with AdventureFit, I feel like I'm plowing along aimlessly, and and AdventureFit's, like I said, like it's not out of the woods. I don't like to say this on fucking to all of our listeners that might want to come on a trip. I would always run every trip that people pay for, and I'll always finish up in the right way if it was to ever finish up. But we're not out of the woods.
Yeah.
AdventureFit might not be. The brand looks good, and people are like, oh my god, you guys I get emails all the time. You guys have come so far, so good, amazing to see what you're doing. It's not out of the woods,
Yeah,
and
of course.
So for me, I spoke to Mac, and he was like, but if it fails or whatever, if you have to shut it down, then who gives a fuck? You've never failed. You've learnt so much, and you've done this and that. I'm like, yeah, that's okay. That's pretty. It makes sense. But so what I've decided is from the so not from these trips that we've already taken payments on, but from the trips after the financial year, so like July onwards, we're going to give. I think it's going to be 5% to a charity. So you're going to be able to pick from 3 charities. There's one that I already have in mind, which is a BedNet charity in East Africa. So you can spend $200 and save a life.
Yep.
And I got that from that Sam Harris podcast with William McCaskill, the Effective Altruism one.
Yeah, I listened to that. Yeah.
And I want to have a mental health charity, and I want to have some sort of animal charity. So I'm working on those two.
Good.
The BedNet one's the world's top-ranked charity on all charts of charities. Like that's going to be one of them.
And you and I have obviously both decided that any money that we make from here is going to be a certain amount to be on Blue.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. So, and at least that way, if AdventureFit fails, then I've been able to at least help fucking other people. So that's I feel like that now is my why.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like because I haven't had a why. I mean, making people happy, making people see the world. That's cool. That's what.
It's good on the surface.
Yeah, it's good on the surface, and it does make me happy, but it's not why. I need more. I need something that because the struggle is real, so to speak. Like it's fucked. Some days, like over this last period, I probably sent like until the last week. I've gotten back into it a little bit the last week. I probably sent like 5 emails.
Yeah,
because I don't even get that many emails.
Yeah,
because it all goes to the boys. It goes to info. That everyone else runs it. I've done no adventure work.
Yeah,
and that's because of what I was kind of going through, but. I feel like now with kind of like a proper why, I feel like
it gives you purpose.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Every we all need purpose. We all need the why. In anything we do.
Max said to me, the reason I got to this is Max said to me when we were having dinner, we just went down the beach, got some burgers and went down the beach. He said, all right, let's do an exercise. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to picture you and you're most motivated. And I was like, all right, okay. And I'm thinking AdventureFit wise. When are you most motivated, with AdventureFit? And I'm closing my eyes and I'm literally getting nothing. Like I'm fucking scraping my brain. I'm like, come on.
And you would have been like really like tense in the eyeballs.
Yeah.
I just farted.
So I couldn't get anything, and then Matt goes, he said, it doesn't have to be AdventureFit. And as soon as he said doesn't have to be AdventureFit,
tons of things.
one thing, and it was the raffle that I had for Truzzy's mum when she had cancer.
Yep.
And she has cancer, and she needed to kind of come up with some money for a treatment that wasn't going to be subsidised by the government. Mm-hmm. And I said to Truzzy, I'm like, fuck it, man, don't worry, we'll do the Adventure Fit raffle this year, and we'll do it ahead of schedule, and we'll do it for your mum.
Yeah.
And we raised like $5,000 or whatever.
Sick.
And that just made me fucking so happy, you know.
Yeah.
That's what it genuinely it really made me happy as fuck. It did. And then as soon as Max said it doesn't have to be Adventure Fit, I just had that image in my head, and he said,
Straight
tell me
away.
about it. And I explained everything to him, and he goes, well, and he goes, what about something else? Do you have anything else in your head? And there was something very similar as well, something that the time that I'd actually helped someone. You know, I've done a lot of shitty stuff in my past.
Yep.
You know, like I said, like irresponsible stuff.
Yep.
I've fucking broken people's hearts. I've done a lot of legal shit. And I just feel like that helping other people and like making other people happy is, I don't know, I feel like it's what's going to make me happy.
It's your thing.
You
Yeah.
know?
And look, I mean, like people say it's cliche and all this sort of stuff, but you definitely sound different to what I've seen you before. Like you.
In what way?
I don't know. You really seem like you have a why, you know? And like maybe it'll fall to bits and you have to find something else. But I don't know. I don't think I've seen you like this before, you know? That's why I think because like we'll tell the listeners, like I was initially like not too sure about actually doing this podcast, but you know, because it's like so for your benefit. So
I just want to. I felt like I had to touch on the Jill thing at least a bit because the listeners have heard me talk about me and Jill this, me and Jill that. You know, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and then obviously for it to be. I didn't want it to be like, oh yeah, I'm single now, and this is what's going on, like without really explaining.
And like, I mean, you and I have always had the vision of the podcast that we want to be like I said before, as completely open book as possible. Like all my deepest, darkest fears are on my body because I want to tell everyone. I don't want anyone to have that sort of shit. It doesn't. It's very, very easy to get rid of, and it doesn't need to happen. And that's why we want to do this sort of stuff. But yeah, no, I think it's good. I think it's good. You sound more. You sound like you have a vision, dude.
I'm motivated.
Yeah, you sound motivated.
I said to Jill, and I have to obviously, like I say, we've caught up a couple of times last week, and some of the stuff would probably have to stay in house. You know, like
of course,
the conversations. But I said to her, because fuck, man, I just really want her back. I just fucked everything up. But I said to her, at least the positive thing is, like I said to her, how she loved me at 70-80%, you know? And I've never been more motivated to be the 100% version of myself. And without going through the shittiest fucking shit I've ever been through the last month, then I wouldn't have probably gotten to this point where I'm so motivated where I'm going to fucking turn my life around.
That's exactly
you know
right.
what I mean?
That's exactly right. And that's what happened to me, you know?
I definitely feel motivated.
Awesome.
I feel good. I feel motivated. I feel like if me and Jill don't work out or whatever, at least I feel like I'm going to have to make myself happy because, you know, that's the only thing that's going to get Jill back or make somebody else happy, you know?
Absolutely. Yep. No, I think it's good, man. I think it's positive. There's positivity in the negativity. Oh, well, that was good.
Anyway, I don't know why I felt like I had to have that conversation, but we've had it now.
Yeah.
So, onwards and upwards.
Yeah.
And let's get back to talking utter garbage next time we catch up.
Alrighty, thanks guys. We'll speak to you next week. Bye. Well, gang, we hope you enjoyed that show. Again, that was Bill and I talking about some deeper stuff that's going on in our lives. Doesn't necessarily have to be real deep and meaningful and super down in the dumps. It's just where people like I'm sure you all are as well, unless you're insects or aliens, in which case I don't know how you're listening to this. But yeah, I feel like as a podcast, we, the hosts of Adventure Radio, want to be your friends and co-dudes in the world. So that's sort of the stuff that we try to bring you up to speed with. In any case, it's not trying to be a downer. We're trying to be on. So if you like that show, guys, and you want to hear more of it, jump onto adventurefittravel.com and sign up for the mailing list. You'll stay up to date with everything Adventure Fit, Adventure Fit Doc and Tommy, all the travel, all the new cool stuff that we're rocking. While you're at it, guys, you can jump onto iTunes and write us a rating and review. Like I said before in our last show, we always love hearing about the stuff you like and don't like about the show. There's a couple of people there that don't like the tributes. Fuck you. I like them. There's a couple of people that do. Fuck you. Wait, hang on a second. Don't fuck you. I mean, fuck you in a sense that, I'd like you guys to experience more fuck. This is all gone shit. Guys, going to mention Audible. Audible, head to audibletrial.com/A2VF radio. Get yourself a little credit there. As I said, tons of cool books. If you want to jump on Carve, a little project you're working on, head to www.carve.ph and get yourself 10 free hours. Aside from that, my friends, I'll speak to you next time. Goodbye.
Discovery Roger, go for deploy.